All right, so hello and welcome to the College Podcast, a space where A-level students make sense of life beyond college or school. So whether you are deep into university applications or just starting to explore what comes next or in your future, we all are here to make that journey a clear, a little less stressful, and way more exciting. Today, I'm your host, SN Mustafa, academic and career counselor at Heuser College. And today we are diving into one of the most important topics for students like you, which is categorized as international education. From how to apply and choose the right subjects to understanding scholarships and navigating life in a new and fresh country, we are going to break it all down. And I'm really happy and excited about today's episode because I'm joined with three fantastic guests today who work closely with international students and deeply understand what it takes to succeed abroad. Joining me today is Mr. Daniel Severino, who's Regional Market Development Manager of International Recruitment at Ontario Tech University, Canada, and Sleiman Douaihy, representing Ferrières School of Hospitality and Luxury Management in France. And I'm honored to also welcome Ms. Ruqayya Salman, Dean and Director of Heuser College, who brings a valuable perspective on preparing students for international success. So, how are you doing today?
Hi everyone. Hello and good morning from Toronto. It's 7 in the morning here. So wherever you are in the world, hello from Ontario Tech.
All
Hello,
right.
everyone.
So hello from me as well. I'm here with Essen in Pakistan, so it's a good time for us. Daytime.
All right. So we'll just begin with the question and answer. So to begin, for example, I've said like there's a segment of understanding the admission process, right? So to begin, admissions is one of the biggest stress point for students thinking about studying internationally who are coming from the domestic countries. So Daniel Suleiman, can you start by giving us a snapshot of what the admission process typically looks like at your university in both Canada and France? Like how does that compare with the admission process between these two countries?
Then, if you want, you can start. And
Okay, thank you. So the application process to study in Canada, it is very simple compared to other countries. For those students who want to study in Canada, specifically a bachelor's degree, Um, the application process is purely academic. So in Canada, we do not require SATs, and we don't the extracurriculars don't have any impact on that application process. So if your students want to study in Canada, they will have to start preparing from year 9, year 10, especially if they are doing the A levels. So when they are thinking of a career, they will have to start aligning their choices and their decisions. If they want to study a program like engineering, so they will have to start choosing subjects like mathematics, chemistry, or physics. So for Canada, the average GPA of the students is really important as well, but we will take into consideration first, they will graduate from high school and then the subjects that they need to study the specific program they want to do at university. So that's basically what they need. The application process to study at Ontario Tech. So it can be done, the application can be submitted directly to the university or also via OWAC, which is the Ontario University Application Center. It's very simple.
regarding us, our school, so we're a luxury hospitality management school. What do we do? Usually, it's case by case. We study the profile. How does we study the profile? The student should apply with CV, motivation letter, the grades, and the ID. Then he will get an interview. So the coaches, because at Ferrières we talk a lot about coaching, so the coaches will study the profile. If it match the standards of ambassadors, because our students are ambassadors in our school, they will apply. They will do an interview with the student. After that, if the student did well his interview, he will have exams to pass. We talk. It depends of the motivation also of the student. So if he has, let's say, 16 in his grades and he's not motivated by the school, he doesn't have a good professional project, will not be able to take him. So it's a lot about the professional project and what he wants to do later on also. Then once he's once it's okay and he can be a future student in Ferrières, he should apply for the visa and we have a department for the student, international student, with that to help them with the process of visa and accommodation and others.
Yeah, all right. Thank you so much. Like in terms of like what documents should students start preparing early? I mean, if they are graduating from A levels or both of their own countries, things like transcripts, language scores, recommendation letters, motivation statements are usually needed, as both of you mentioned already. So what kind of more documents should they start preparing for? And in both of your experience, like what are some common mistakes like international students make during their admission application process at both the universities based in Canada and France?
For Ontario Tech, as I said, it's very simple. Students only need the copy of their transcripts and their passport. So they can send the application with the copy of their transcripts and the passport. Our admissions team will assess the application, but also they need English requirement. If students have been going to a school or a high school where the method of instruction is in English, or they have been studying in English for over 3 years, the English requirement will be waived. But that's one of the main requirements as well. And then after that, once the application has been sent, the students will receive a letter of offer or a letter of acceptance. This letter of acceptance is usually conditional because the students apply with the projected transcripts, so it's conditional upon successful completion of their high school certificate. After that, the students they will have to accept the offer. When they accept the offer, they can start with the process of applying for the study permit. We have a group of lawyers, partners, that will help the students with all the process and everything they need to make sure they don't make any mistakes and their visas are granted.
So for my side, as I said, we need a CV, motivation letter, photocopy, identity or passport, last 3 grades transcript, something important. So as you said, the most we have thing for the application, the better is. So language certification is optional, but if we student have it, it's a plus. Internship also, it's a letter, recommendation letter, it's a plus also. So the more he has document that he proves that he's a good profile, the best it is. Also something
All
really
right.
important in our industry. So we are in the luxury hospitality industry. So the more he has experience internship, the better is.
Like the better is first, it's like an asset to the admissions before.
Exactly.
All right. So now I'll talk about the subject choices. So, Mr. Daniel, I have a question for you. Like, for example, how important are subject choices at A level or in their high school when applying to universities in Canada or like your institute? Like, are there any prerequisites for programs like business or engineering or any kind of related field?
And SN, I would like to add a little bit to that question, that if both of them can also tell us, for which majors are the universities more popular for and what kind of subject selection suits that major, so that we have an
Exactly.
idea that, this kind of a subject selection is most appropriate like that.
Okay, so at Ontario Tech, we are specialized in STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Our engineering programs are top 10 in Canada. And our university, Ontario Tech, is also specialized in technology. So our computer science program is one of the most popular and one of the best in North America. If students want to study engineering or computer science at Ontario Tech, they will have to start preparing to um, to meet certain requirements, and these requirements are subject requirements. So they need three A levels, for example, to study engineering. They need physics, chemistry, and mathematics. For computer science, they also need here I have it. They need mathematics at the A levels as well. These are some of the most popular programs, but what you are saying
Sorry
is
to
we,
interrupt you, Daniel. For computer
yeah,
science, do they need to have do they need to have computer science as an A-level subject, or is only maths a requirement?
mathematics is the main requirement. But
Okay.
if they have, when I have the conversations with the students,
Mm.
I tell them that the decisions they start making should be aligned with that vision they have of themselves in the future as professionals. They can come to us saying, I chose Spanish, and then I chose history, but I want to do engineering. That doesn't make any sense. So that's why we work very closely with the schools, with the counselors, to make sure that you have this information so the students can start preparing for this journey when they are in year 9, year 10, right? Because we want to make sure that when they come to the university, they have the foundation to
Mm.
be able to handle the academic load. So
Profile
for us,
building starts from grade 9, like grade 9
yeah,
and 11 and
yeah.
A levels, these 5 years are very crucial.
Yeah. So for us, engineering, computer science, and also in the Faculty of Science, all the programs require also mathematics, biology, chemistry, and physics, A levels.
Yeah. Okay. So, like, what's the minimum grade students should, achieve in your university? For example, from A star to minimum C. But is there any like a requirement, specific requirements, or just the A level subjects?
No. So mostly A's and B's.
Okay, not less
Preferably,
than B.
it's very competitive,
Hmm.
exactly. Yeah,
All right.
because the admissions team and the faculty will start choosing. We have a big pool of candidates applying, but then
Hmm.
we will cut from the highest to the lowest until we fill all the spots.
All right. Understood.
So for my side, we are a very selective school. So as I said, it's case by case. We study the case. Regarding the grades, he should have more than 10, of course, the average. But also you have the interviews and the others. Something really important
Have an
also. So we are,
interview. So you do
yes,
interview every applicant, right?
we interview each applicant, and then they have a test, exams to pass, personality test. So if the personality doesn't match, they will have another interview, so a
Okay.
second chance. We
Okay.
talk a lot about dreams in our school, so we are here to realize the dreams of the student,
Mm.
the project of the students also. Um, that's it for my side. We are, as I said regarding your question, Mrs. Rukaya, Mrs. Salman, we are a luxury hospitality management school. So we talk about the hospitality. We'll talk about this later on, but it's a lot of experience. So the student will have 70% of his time he will be working in the campus and with real professional people.
So one more question I have for you, Suleiman, that for a school which is a hospitality college like yours, what's a good subject selection for a child at A levels? Can he choose any subjects and come into hospitality, or do you have some preference?
He can choose whatever he wants. It's not important a lot. The grades are not important because we see the professional project. So if he has grade A or he has excellent grades, but he's not at all motivated, he will not have the chance to join the school. We have the same standard as the Switzerland school, but again, it's the motivation. It's so important in our school.
And
If you match all the student, if you put all the student in front of you, you see them. We are all the same thing. We all want to work in the best hotels, luxury brands in the world. So we have all the same mindset.
Okay, so because I mean, I'm sure you look at communication skills and public speaking skills also, because in hospitality, the way you talk to each other also
Teamwork.
matters, right? So,
Teamwork is so important with us also. So we ask about if they like to work in team, because in our school we work a lot in teams also. So teamwork is a important point for us.
okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
So I have a question with both of you, like as Ms. Rupaya raised a question regarding the subject selection. So like what kind of academic advising or support, is available to at your university to help guide undecided students? For example, if student comes to your university and he wants to do engineering or wants to do hospitality, but she's unsure about the subject selection. So what kind of academic advising support or, the subject selection support is available?
I can start maybe if you want, or Daniel, if you want, you can start as you wish. Yeah.
Okay, so you are asking about supports choosing the subjects. This is when they are already at the university or when they are in high school preparing to choose their bachelor's.
Both the case, but mainly if they're at a university, for example, they're sitting at the admissions office and they are not decided their subjects yet, but want to go into the specific zone or the core study program. So if they're unsure
Okay.
about the
But
subject
I think
selection.
more at this level, like, let's assume a student wants to reach out to you directly about, subjects. So, do you
Hmm.
cater, like, do you have one-on-one counseling sessions with students at this level and do you help them out?
So when we have different touching points with the students. So first of all, we try to be in market and attend different fairs and events that are open to the public. So students, any age from any grade can come to us and ask. I think the preparation should come more from the schools and the counselors. Um, Guiding not only the students but the parents as well to prepare these future professionals and manage their expectations. Of course, they can also come to us directly. We have on our website we have a search bar where they can look for book an appointment with a recruiter. The recruiter will take the appointment. It doesn't matter their age because we always tell them it's really important to do the research and make sure that they prepare for this important decision for the future. So if they ask, which subjects should I be taking? I want to be a future engineer. Of course, we will tell them. If they are already in year 10 or year 11 and they have already chosen their subjects, we also have options for them so they can do chemistry or physics or mathematics online to meet the requirements. So we have institutions that offer these subjects at a Canadian high school level, so international students can meet the requirements and compete and be eligible to study these programs.
That's a very good option
Exactly.
as well.
Hmm.
Regarding us, each month we have an online conference with
Okay.
the international students. So we do a conference about the school. If the international student is not available during this date, we can directly do a one-on-one session with the family also and present the school, exchange with them, talk with them. If the student is in grade 10, 11, it's possible that he can do an internship in our campus. So we have hotels, restaurants, and a lot of departments. So if he doesn't know what if he said that I want to do a hospitality, but I don't know what, he can come to France, do
So
his
they
internship.
can, yeah,
So
before jumping into it, they can actually try it out through an internship.
yes,
And
to
both
have an idea if he
I
likes or
I
no.
would love to hear about it. So if you can share more information about this internship opportunity, we can add it to our offerings as well. So,
Yes,
whenever you have time, you can share that with us as well.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So one of the most important thing that a student is quite confused about, like going to abroad, they are confused with accommodation, housing, like where do they live? So how does your university helps international student with accommodation or the housing support away from their homes?
Okay, so most of the big reputable public universities in Canada offer accommodation on campus.
Hmm.
Ontario Tech does offer accommodation on campus. It's 4 minute walk from their bedroom to the classroom. We want to make sure that our international students live in a friendly, safe environment, and that's why we guarantee accommodation to the first year international students coming to study at Ontario Tech, because our mission and our goal is to protect these international students who are very young and they will be living overseas apart from their families for the first time. Studying abroad comes with a lot of challenges, and we want to make sure that we protect and we provide a safe environment for these students where they can thrive.
Yeah, that's very important for students to have a safe accommodation and the housing support which will they get. And Suleiman, what about
Yes.
in your city or country?
Safe thing for us, same things for us. So we have a campus. We are building a new campus also in this on the site so we are talking about 440 accommodation for the student. 85% of the student they live on the campus. If you want, you can live in Paris, but we are a bit far from Paris. We are around 40 minutes from Paris, so you can live in the campus. We have paddle, gym, tennis playground for the student also,
Great.
and you can live on the campus as well
Yeah.
for international and local student.
I have one more question. Like, do we have well-being counselors on campus? Because obviously it's a cultural change and they're in a new environment. So do they have access to any emotional well-being counseling in case they need help?
We have different types of support networks. So, to give you a few examples, we have, of course, mental health well-being counselors and department. We also have a career development for those students seeking for guidance. How can I apply for a job? How can I prepare for an interview? How do I introduce or present myself? So we also have career advisors, which will help the students to shape that professional profile. And we also have peer-to-peer support and advice because the students sometimes prefer to talk to other students. So we have the student union, which is a huge support network of students from different nationalities, backgrounds, ethnicities, religions, ready to help and provide support to all international students.
Thank you for that. Yeah, that's very
Regarding us, we are as I said, we are selective. So we have small classes. We are 20 students per class, divided by 10 students per class. So we can do the follow-up on each student. The teachers in our school, they are not teachers, they are professional. They have more than 25 years of experience into the luxury sector. We have something really important in our school. Salman is the referent. In each class, you have a referent. He's the responsible of the class. This referent, each semester, he takes all the students one by one and do a meeting with them. We call them a quality time. The quality time, they will talk about if they are happy, not happy, they have question, what are they going to do, internship, not internship, and other. And each Wednesday, we have something called the weekly. It's when the referent regroup all the class to talk about them, to have to discuss everything. For example, when I was a student at the school at Ferrières, during a weekly, we asked about, we wanted to have a parking for our scooters and our bicycle. So they are here and they listen to us. They put it a parking for the bicycle. So we have this follow up for the international and the local student because we are human with the school, with the other students.
Perfect,
Thank you for
perfect. I
adding
completely
that.
understand your perspective. Yeah. So now the most important segment of this podcast is the access and the scholarship and the financial aid. Now, for the big question on many student mind is you both know the cost of living in a new country. So, like, what kind of scholarships or financial aid are available for international students in both Canada and France? Like, for example, if I tell you in terms of if they're based on grades or financial need or extracurriculars or a like mix and combination of all three of them, like what opportunities exist for the students, like coming into your countries? Are there any flexible tuition or payment plans or the installments that have a developing nations, or someone is not from the good educational background?
Okay, so for Ontario Tech, the average yearly tuition fee ranges between 32,000 Canadian dollars from science programs to 43,000 Canadian dollars a year engineering programs. Okay, so we have a couple of scholarships to support our international students. The first one is the Merit Scholarship, which will be granted to those students with an average GPA of over 80%. The students will receive $20,000 for the full course. This means the university will give the students $5,000 per year because the bachelor takes 4 years. So instead of paying, for example, computer science is 35,000 Canadian dollars a year. So instead of paying 35,000, the student will pay 30,000 every year. What I tell them is, with that money, the university is helping you save $5,000 a year. Technically, we are giving them accommodation for free because accommodation ranges from $6,900 to $8,000 for the full year. So if they are saving 5,000, they only need to add 2,000 extra or 3,000 extra, and they will have the tuition fee and accommodation included. Besides that scholarship, we also have the most prestigious scholarship we offer at Ontario Tech, which is the Global Leadership Award. This scholarship is one scholarship, and it's 120,000 Canadian dollars for one student, and we have students competing from all over the world. So one of the students competing last year, he's from Turkey, and he was developing a system to be able to predict earthquakes so they can save more lives in Turkey. So it's very competitive, and these are the type of students we are looking for. So yes, our goal is to support international students, and these scholarships are on our website. All the information is available to you.
Sure. Like, and Sleiman, like, what about
Yes.
you?
Regarding us, we do have scholarships for the students. Usually, how does the scholarship works in our? We have partners, exclusive partner for Season, Jor, Intercontinental. They pay to be partners with this amount of money. We give it to the student, so it's case by case. Of course, we can see the grades, but not only
Yeah.
the grades. We should see the motivation. The more he's motivated, he has a
Mhm.
he's a great profile for us. The better he will have a scholarship. Something also other thing during the student during his program, if he's gonna be a bachelor student in our school, we do have a program called Work and Study. It's when the
Oh, great.
student will work during his
During the
studies in
study
the campus
programs.
to
Yeah.
have extra money to live with during his bachelor degree.
Perfect. Perfect. Okay, so before closing this podcast and before I wrap up, like, can you tell briefly, like, last question, what's a common misconception student have, studying in Canada or France, maybe assumptions or something? And what's one real world piece of advice would you like to give the students who are thinking to apply into universities in Canada or France? Like, briefly, you can just tell, and then we wrap up the podcast.
Okay, so about studying in Canada, I want to talk about the advantages first. So
Hmm.
it's one of the safest countries in the world. Education is more affordable. International students who go to a public, reputable institution might be eligible to apply for a post-study work permit after they graduate. So
Hmm.
they will be allowed to stay and work in Canada for up to 3 years. Also, international students are allowed to work 24 hours a week. And also in Canada, we offer co-op internships for most of our programs. So when the students are doing at Ontario Tech the third year of their bachelor's degree, they will be working for a company full time, fully paid, treated as professionals to graduate with work experience, which is really, really important
Yeah,
because
it's a
that's going
valuable
to make
asset,
them
I mean.
highly employable. So
Hmm.
misconceptions about the weather. Canada is too cold. It's cold in winter, but also the snow is beautiful. You wear a nice jacket, gloves, and there you go to enjoy the snow and the winter. We
Definitely.
also have spring, summer, and autumn, and every single season is beautiful. So also regarding the recent announcements about studying in Canada, people were saying that international students were not welcome, that Canada was reducing the numbers of international students. We want to clarify that the announcements and all the changes the government is making are aiming to protect genuine international students coming to Canada to study high quality education. So
Perfect.
if your students are coming to a public reputable institution, they are welcome. We are waiting for them. We have a space, and we will do our best to make sure that they have a great experience in Canada.
Perfect. Perfect.
So regarding us also, we have the weather also that is important, so we have the season also, but it's a great campus with a lot of things to do. You can work a lot, internship at 100% employability, so you finish school, you will have directly a job with our partners. During the 3 years of studies, 4 years or 5 years, you will have also internship also with, you will meet the partners for season, Evian, Intercontinental, and you can work directly with them for internship and then continue with a job.
Perfect.
That's all from my side.
Perfect. So we'll wrap up and close. Like this has been such a valuable conversation. I want to thank all of you again, Mr. Daniel, Mr. Sleiman, and Ms. Rokaya Salman. You guys take our time, and to our listeners, who whether whatever you are in journey, remember there's no perfect path, only the one that fits you. We hope today we all gave you some clarity, some direction, some path, some access, and maybe even a little inspiration to take that next step. Thanks for tuning into the podcast. We'll see you next time.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank
and
you so much.
Sleiman,
Nice to
Thanks,
meet you.
everyone.
and sorry for the delay in the beginning. But this information will really help our students, and we'll be in touch because obviously when they start applying, we will need more of your help. So we'll stay in touch and hopefully take it from there. And if you have any opportunities
We
for
are here for you.
please let us know and send them to us so we will put them in our data bank as well.